Hello friends, this is Tony Dizant, Space Rocker of the Planet Earth, back with another live video today. Hope everybody's doing okay. It's a beautiful day outside, and soon enough I will be going out today, but later on at night. So I decided to make this video and reminisce on how hard I'd had to work in this Space Rocker of the Planet Earth channel to be able to reach the amount of views that I have received so far, and thank because of you. I have some dates that I could show you, and of course, like everything else, if you work this social media, say YouTube, actually social media altogether, you can have not only what I have, but even more. The amount of success that you can have, especially on a platform like this, is tremendous. I'll give you a date that I started the Space Rocker of the Planet Earth channel. It was July 30th of 2020. That was the first time that a rocket was launched to Mars, to the planet Mars. And I decided to launch it that day. I think this flight got delayed because I believe they wanted to do it like on July 20th because of the landing of the moon. But I think it got delayed to the point where I was going in and trying to do my video. And of course, since then, I could tell you that I have done shorts and videos and now lives 3,660 videos. 3,660 videos so far in less than 4 years. That's a lot of videos, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to tell you that, like, anything that you want to do in life, you could do it. And of course, you see a lot of people now on social media, especially on TikTok and all of them, Facebook, Instagram. They have them all now. And everybody's talking about who wants to be a millionaire and how can you be a millionaire and how can you succeed and get ahead in life financially. And you got a lot of people talking about financial things these days where actually the cat is out of the bag because they don't teach you all this stuff in school. They actually, like if your teacher in high school had a Ferrari, then maybe you could have a Ferrari. But usually your teacher in high school does not have a Ferrari. Not even your teacher in college has a Ferrari, a brand new Ferrari, let alone 2 or 3 or 4. Some people got 30. So in order to become that successful, it takes tremendous amount of effort, especially if you're going from 0 to 1,000,000. Okay? If you're going from 0 to 1,000,000, that's a feat that you're going to have to be able to endure. Okay? And maybe you're not interested in that. You got to think about those things. Maybe you're not interested in that. You could be interested in just getting by and having a beautiful life, with your family, kids, and everything, and just enjoy life altogether. Maybe that's what you want to do, and that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to try to be what you don't want to be, right? But I could tell you from experience that if you want to go from zero to $1 million, you're going to have to work your butt off, okay? And I got several points that I have to make about this. So pay attention for a minute. I'm glad that you all coming in there. I'm talking about my Space Rocker of the Planet Earth channel. So far, it's going on 30 million views. Thanks to you. And I really appreciate it. Let's get to the first point. Not everyone is crazy enough to do what they have to do to become successful. Let that think for a minute. Let that think in for a minute. Sink in. Not everyone is crazy enough to do what they have to do to become successful. You see, to become successful, sometimes it's not about what you do, it's what you continue to do. It's about being consistent. It's about showing up. It's about doing things when you don't feel like doing them, when you're tired, when you haven't slept that much, when you're so tired that your eyes are closing, and you still do what you have to do to become successful. Okay? So, not everyone is crazy enough to do what they have to do to become successful. Because to become successful, and I'm talking about real success, the success that you can only dream of, okay? Sometimes you just have to work so hard that you're going like, why am I doing this? Who is going to benefit? Some people just work their life off and some other person benefits from it because they work so hard that they die young. And of course, I'm a musician, so I'm gonna relate it to music. And I've known, for example, trumpet players. I'm a trumpet player. That's my main instrument. Even though I can do several instruments and I can sing, um, I've known trumpet players that haven't made it to 50 or 40 years old because they worked so hard just to achieve the ultimate goal on that trumpet. And they did not realize that the trumpet is going to stay here. And no matter how much you try to beat the trumpet is eventually going to beat you. Maybe they didn't get to the point where they realized that. And so they worked so hard, they worked themselves to death. And that's not a good thing, okay? Because, it's good to try to be successful and everything, but if you're not going to be here, it's not really worth it, I guess. Now let me get to my second point. This is Tony Dizant, Space Rocker of the Planet Earth. I'm glad you're here. And I'm talking about my Space Rocker of the Planet Earth channel, which I opened up in July 30th, 2020, when they launched the first rocket to Mars. So far, I have done 3,660 videos, and so far I'm almost getting to 30 million views. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's because of you, my friends around the world. Thank you so much. Let me go to my second point here. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about how can you get from zero to $1 million without working yourself to death. It's not for everybody. So you don't have to listen to this if you're not interested. Once you get there and start living your dream, you find out that it might not be as you imagine. Can you imagine that? Like once you get there and you start living your dream, you find out that it wasn't as you imagined. Some people get disappointed about this one because maybe you think about being something like really important, something like really extraordinary, and you work so hard for it, and then once you get there, you're going like, oh, I don't think this is what I wanted to do. I don't think this is what I wanted to do. So what happens then? You have to change directions. You have to change direction. Because it happens. It happens that sometimes you think that, okay, yeah, if I'm a successful musician and I'm like extraordinary and I can stick my head above the crowd and I can do this and that, play instruments and do all this stuff. And you never, once you get there, you realize that, okay, well, it's not exactly how I thought it would be. And you like going like, what do I do now? Okay, remember when your mom told you that you needed a plan B? Musicians usually need a plan B, C, D, E, and F. That's why we are versatile. And we can do many things. I believe the more instruments you play, the smarter you get. But really play them, not just like fiddle around. But the more instruments you learn how to play, the smarter you get. That's just a fact, okay? Because you need so much coordination just on one instrument, let alone two or three or four. I really admire those people that can make an album by themselves. They can play the guitar, they can play the drums, the keyboards, they can sing, they can probably play a sax or a trumpet. I really admire those people. And when I admire them so much that I want to become one of them. It's taking me a long time, but I'm getting there. And of course, like I said, let's go back to the first one that I was telling you. Not everyone is crazy enough to do what they have to do to become successful. Okay? And once they become successful and they are living their dream, they might find out that it might not be as they imagine. So there's a little disappointment there in the middle, right? I'm going then to my third point, and I'm going to wrap it up for you. 0 to $1 million It's not for everybody. Okay? And that's okay. It's okay to be a regular Joe. In fact, I encourage you to be a regular Joe. Because being a regular Joe doesn't mean that you're not going to become a millionaire. There's a bunch of regular Joes that you think that they don't have any money because they dress all, you know, slacky and everything, raggedy. But they, you know, everyday millionaires, and you don't even know it. And of course, there's the other way. There's the people that have, like, they have nice cars, they have nice houses, they have nice things, and they up to that, up all the way up to here, and they have no life because they work so much just to keep, like they say, just to keep up with the Joneses. So let's go to my third and final point right here. Once you realize that there's no way of stopping the machine because you work so hard, the reward becomes on helping others. Let me say that again because it's important. Once you realize that there's no way to stop the machine, whatever you decided to do, there's no stopping that because you work so hard on it and now the money's pouring in and it's not stopping and it just keeps coming. And you're going like, okay, what do I do now? This is when you realize, I don't know what to do with all this stuff. But the reward becomes on helping others. Because in fact, that was probably the how you did it in the first place. You didn't realize it back then because you say, okay, well, I'm gonna be like, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna be the toughest one. I'm gonna be the greatest. Oh my God. No, no. That's how you thought about it. But then when you realize how hard it was to get where you wanted to get, and the thing starts working, you want to bring people in with you. In my case, I've been trying to bring people with me since day one. Some people have listened, some people haven't. And I hope that whoever's listening to this can know that you can become whatever you want to become. Even a space rocker, if you want to do that. Okay? Like I said, I might be the first space rocker of the planet Earth, but I hope I have a whole bunch of little space rockers coming after me. Because in this life, we haven't found eternity yet. They're working on it, but we're not eternal. We are mortal creatures right now. So that means that I could be the space rocker of the planet Earth, but who's coming behind me? How many little space rockers out there? I hope that out of those 29 or close to 30 million views that I have, at least I get about 10 or 12. If I get about 10 or 12 little space rockers coming behind me, I'll be happy. I'm happy right now. It doesn't matter. I'm just putting it out there. Whoever wants to become a space rocker with me, you don't need to sign up anywhere. And you don't need to pay any fees. It's not going to be easy. Okay? You're going to have to work hard. But the rewards are going to be tremendous. Because the first thing about being a space rocker is nothing is impossible. The second thing is science fiction is only fiction until it's done. And then the third one is there's only 12 notes. In music, there's only 12 notes. And with those 12 notes, you can create a beautiful universe. So I gave you the formula. I've been giving you the formula since day one. But like I said, I'm going back to celebrate that my Space Rocker of the Planet Earth channel is going on almost 4 years. I've done 3,660 videos, and we're close to 30 million views. How many space rockers I have out there? I want to know. Write in the comments. This is Tony Dizant, Space Rocker of the Planet Earth. Still living in this beautiful planet called Earth. Today, with the message of $0 to $1 million is not for everybody. And maybe you don't want it.